Now, in order to implement and apply the OOP concept in your code, we need to understand the OOP features. Let's start with the first one, which is the encapsulation. Encapsulation, it is the process of wrapping up of data under single unit, which is the classes, as I explained in the last session. The single unit here is the class, and we mean by wrapping up of data like containerizing the data in a single unit, which is the class. Now imagine the student class. It contains everything related to the student, but we can't add a data or members related to teacher class, for example. So this is the way of organizing our code under single unit. And encapsulation is protect the data from being accessed from outside this unit, from outside this single unit, which is the class. As I explained in the last session, the access modifiers, we said we have public, and public means that this can be accessed from anywhere. And we said also private means it can be accessed only from inside the class. Now, what is the process of protecting the data from being accessed from outside the class as OOP concept? Let's take an example. For example, if we have a university project, and inside the university I have the teacher class, and inside the teacher class I have a variable called name. This variable is private, and this means it can be accessed only from inside this class. And I have a method, and this method is public. This means it can be accessed from anywhere. Now, what is the encapsulation here? What is the protecting data from being accessed from outside? Now imagine that I need to somehow access this value. What I should do? Let's look at this example. Again, we have the university and the public class teacher, and we have the private variable name. If I want to access this from outside, I have to create something called probability. The probabilities in C# or in OOP in general, it is the way of giving access to a private variable, but not in direct way. How we can write the probability in C#? Simply, it will be public. Normally it will be public, and we have to set the data type, and we have to give it a name, and inside the curly brackets we need to write the set and get statement. The set used to reset the variable value. Here we are saying set the variable name to be equal to some value. Whenever this class, teacher class, receive this value for the name, it will be reflected direct to the variable, private variable name using this set value, and we will see an example for this. And also get, it's used to return the private variable, and this is the way how we can access like the private variable from outside the class, but not in direct way, because it is a private and directly it is impossible to access it. Now let's look at this example. If we create an object from this class, and this object called obj equal new teacher, so I have an instance from this object, and I can access everything public here, but I can't access the private variable. So if I want to set this public probability value using this way, like the object dot the name equal some value, this value will be reflected to the private variable using the set statement. This is the way of accessing the private variable from outside the class, but using indirect way. Now let's go to the Visual Studio to take an example for the encapsulation in C#.